Ladies and gentlemen, one thing we can say for sure, the Aborigines have been on the continent of Australia forever now. And that being said, you never read anywhere in history where fires went out of control. But now here we are today, and this is exactly what you see. Now, I want you to keep in mind as you look at many of these pictures of the fire, ladies and gentlemen. These fires started in October. This is January. It goes to show you how long this thing has been spiraling out of control. It is summertime over in Australia right now. They are reaching temperatures well over 100 degrees on top of the fact that they're having fires. And it is uncontrollable. Now they are admitting this will probably go on for months more in a continuous burn. Ladies and gentlemen, Australia was fine for Aborigines until the Brits came over and created a prison colony there. That's when their problems started. In the same manner that it started here in the Western Hemisphere, these people were living harmoniously on the land until these folks showed up in 1492 and uprooted their lives. That's why I laugh when they have this notion that people can't live without them, when there's already a history on this planet of people living without them just fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, this came out in NPR January 11, 2020, with their Land in Flames Aboriginals warn fire show deep problems in Australia. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now, we know for sure the Aborigines have never been treated right since the prison colonies were created there, all the way up until modern day. Now, one good thing about the Aborigines, they did get reparations. They did. Now, hopefully, they will be able to get on with life and certainly live a better life. But this thing going on with the fires, ladies and gentlemen, they are defeated. Now, I don't know how much you have been keeping up with what's going on. American firefighters just arrived there a few days ago to see if they could help with the fire. With the conditions being dry, ladies and gentlemen, with heat waves and the fire, Australia is also going through a drought. So water is not plentiful right now. And people just simply cannot save their homes in this condition. But I have to agree with what the Aboriginals are saying, that this is a way, way more deeper problem than just this fire. And that deep problem started back when the British established their prison colony. And it went downhill for the Aborigines from that point on. They tried to wipe them out. They did wipe out the Tasmanians, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we don't see them today. But I'm going to go ahead and play this audio that came out from NPR.
And now more from NPR.
As Australia has been ravaged by one of its worst bushfire seasons in history, there is a lot of debate about controlled burns and the role that fire can play in managing fire. Aboriginal Australians used fire to manage brushlands and forests long before Britain started sending convicts to the continent in the 1700s. NPR's Jason Beaubien caught up with an Aboriginal teacher who just lost his home and camp to the raging infernos.
Noel Butler and his wife Trish used to run the Nuragunya Aboriginal Culture and Education Camp deep in a forest in New South Wales. But last week, an inferno swept through their canyon.
Up in front of us across there, that's what's left of our house. It was a two-story A-frame house. which I built.
The inferno torched the camp, their house, and the surrounding woods for miles.
And what you can see now is nothing, not a single thing left. It's all absolutely, completely destroyed.
The ground is now covered in powdery ash. Every tree trunk is charred black. Some of them still smolder. There's not a single green leaf left anywhere. So Butler's putting out hay for the kangaroos and chicken feed for the wallabies.
Wallabies are like long-legged goats. They'll eat anything.
Butler has also been burying kangaroos and wallabies that were killed in the blaze. But he's seen one large gray kangaroo still alive in the tracks of some wallabies. A few birds have returned. Butler and his wife used this place to hold camps and workshops on Aboriginal culture. They had a program for troubled Indigenous youth. School groups would come to learn about Native art, history, and food. Fire was a key issue they'd teach about.
Fire in this place is our friend. Fire has been used to maintain, to look after this whole continent forever.
Native peoples used what they called cool burns, low-intensity fires intended to balance the various plants and trees growing in an area.
How we maintain that balance is through fire, by not letting any one thing dominate something else.
The eucalyptus shouldn't be allowed to overrun all the other trees. If one shrub starts to take over a grassland, it should get burned back. Aboriginal people have generations of knowledge about managing the landscape on this continent, Butler says, but they're ignored by public officials who rely on massive backburns. This week, the New South Wales Rural Fire Service Commissioner defended the large-scale controlled burns firefighters have been using. There's been a torrent of criticism over the blazes. The clearly frustrated commissioner declared the burns are necessary to try to cut back the amount of fuel available for the next blaze. But Butler says there's clearly a problem. Fires have been burning since October all across Australia, and officials say they could continue to burn for months.
The place is heading for destruction. Nobody can deny, nobody can say this is normal. It isn't.
Australia had its hottest and driest year on record in 2019. Butler puts the blame squarely on humans by, in his words, not respecting Mother Earth, mismanaging the land, and continuing to burn fossil fuels.
I think this is a wake-up call, not only for Australia, but for the rest of the world. You cannot just destroy the land. You cannot destroy what keeps you alive.
Butler's father told him a long time ago, he says, that the white man may have to destroy himself in order to save himself. And Butler's worried that now that may be coming true. Jason Beaubien, NPR News, New South Wales, Australia.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, this is going to go on for months. There is no good amount of rain coming from the sky, and they've been in a drought for quite some time now. So, as you can see, there's no end in sight to what's going on. This is the man they were talking about in the story. This is Noel Butler, and he's an alleged teacher to Aborigines, which you see they make the same fatal mistake that we make here in America. We don't teach our own, and we're carting them off to people that don't have our best interests at heart. And you see, they do the same thing in Australia. I tell you, that must be part of the curses right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know they talk about the animal life, and I think that's unfortunate, but I don't think that should come before human life. And, you know, they have neglected to talk about the original people of the land who are still there. Now, one thing, I'm happy for them. They did get their reparations. I just hope they're all safe. While they could be waiting an awful long time for these blazes to go away, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, they're blaming it on a lot of things, fossil fuels, and like he was saying in the audio, but in my opinion, this is the doing of reckless people. That's all. That's how I feel. I think this was done by very reckless people, and it spiraled out of control because Australia is really dry right now. And the people that are trying to put this out, they even got their army in there trying to put it out. American firefighters just arrived there a few days ago, and they can't put this out, y'all. It is too damn massive. They can't put this out. The only thing they can do now is try to pray for rain. By the time the rain comes, the damage will be so beyond repair. It's not even funny. It you look at this kind of stuff and you think about the fires that have happened here in America. This can easily happen in America too. You let one spiral so far out of control that they just can't put it out. And a lot of those California fires, those fires got put out because it rained. And usually after the fire is out, then you are at risk of a mudslide because the ground is now weak and it's saturated with all kinds of water from these firefighters trying to put it out. So once it becomes oversaturated, now you're going to have another natural disaster on top of the fire. The mudslides always happen right after. And Australia, there won't be no exception here. It'll happen here as well. There are so many natural disasters going on in this world. It's not even funny. And it seems like Puerto Rico just won't stop shaking. But ladies and gentlemen, please tell me what you think. Please tell me what you think about this big monstrosity of a fire. I believe this is man's fault. And now everybody has to suffer because of it. Just like everybody has had to suffer because of this, the people ruling this world all this time. Yeah, you may be ruling the world, but you're ruling a world of unhappy people. That says a lot about you. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about all of this going on in Australia. I saw some of the comments about it, and I thought I would look into it a little more, being that it's going on. Do not be surprised if February comes and March comes and this thing is still going. Don't be surprised. They said for the next few months, and we don't know what that is at this point, but it will continue raging on. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.